Prologue. Hoping you'll learn what I've learned. On January 22, 2020, less than a month after New Year's Day, I delivered my last speech of that year. I would have never guessed that it would be my last, but that's often how last work. They come without warning. Today you can remember the last day then you hopped on the subway without wearing a mask. The last time then you watched a movie in a theater with your sweetheart, or the day when you were excitedly pondering where to go for your summer getaway. But while it was happening, you didn't know that it was going to be the last time for a long time. I've been a motivational speaker for most of my adult life, but coronavirus rocked that life to its very foundation. In all that time, I had never taken a break for more than a week. Even in the midst of natural disasters, I still gave speeches. But in 2020, for the first time, the professional speaking industry came to a halt so completely that there was no restart in sight. Since then, I have felt helplessly stranded in the unknown. In the beginning, I thought it was a simple virus that would soon pass. Then at the beginning of February, I thought, oh wow, this is serious. It seems to be lasting longer than expected. I felt butterflies in my stomach. My morning routine used to begin with checking the day's speaking schedule, but my schedule, my car, and even I all came to a screeching halt. Boss, I'm afraid that we are going to be in serious problem if this continued, said Director Che toward the end of February. She was in charge of accounting at my company. She said, with the money reserved in our account, we might be able to hold out for a couple of months, but that's it. My content provider company was employing about 20 people. I also run a YouTube channel, MKTV, and an online college, MKYU, MKNU University. But the profit generated from this operation don't cover all of our expenses. The most established and reliable source of profit has always been my speeches. The pause in my speaking meant that the company was in jeopardy. It was full of anxiety as the days since my last speech started up. Then one morning, I blurted it out. Please help me this one time to retain them all. Please grant my wish just once so that I don't have to let any of my employees go. I had to do something, anything, to find a way out of this crisis and keep out all employees. Some things had a change. So from that day on, I have had a new morning routine. I focuses my nervous energy on problem solving. I began to fully prepare myself to find that answer to a question that I had never had to ask myself in my 57 years of life. What do you do when faced with a highly contagious virus? First, I subscribed to the print copies of 2 newspapers. I combed through every article looking for an answer in a world that was changing on a daily basis. I also subscribed to 2 weekly magazines. I read in-depth articles in order to get a firm grip on the issues. I required legally mail subscription from domestic and foreign business consulting from to receive their reports. I always reached out to my younger brother, who is a college professor in the United States, and asked him for update references from America. Determined not to miss even the smallest clue, I read through books on economics, business management, trends, technology, humanity, history, and pandemics. The more information and knowledge that I accumulated, the more human truth stood out. My brain and body become busier than ever. I spend all my time trying to find clues, stopping only briefly when I had to sleep. My entire day was devoted to writing down ideas and thinking about solutions. If I had full control of myself, it would still not have been enough. It was my desperate struggle to find way to survive in the post-coronavirus world. About a month passed it, and I started sensing that my search was going somewhere. My coronavirus solution notebook was more than half filled. I find new clues each day, combined them with the ones I had found the previous day, disassembling and resembling ideas with each piece of new information. Another month passed, and I started to see a glimmer of hope. I became realized that the virus was not just a crisis, but a door to another world. And it all crystallizing into this one mantra that kept reverberating in my mind. Order out of chaos. That was the answer. The more I learned, the truer it became. Despite closed business and deserted street, life was beginning again. The entire world was dimmed without newly emerging signs and phenomena. Once I had searched out of the small yet clear signals, and other emerged everywhere I looked. I had to tell my employees,